Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about Azure AI Services. I will explain what Azure AI Services are and how we differentiate from using different individual AI service providers. Also, there are few areas confusing when you are getting started with Azure AI Services. I went through the same journey. Let me quickly cover those introductory topics, concepts today, and then from the next video we can get started on set of hands-on exercises using the built-in testing options or playgrounds, as well as how to consume those services using .NET code or Python code. So as you know, there are various AI service providers uh, in the world today, starting with OpenAI provides a ChatGPT kind of platform where you can develop conversational applications. Also, providers like Mistral AI, DALI, and Midjourney, which are famous for providing uh, image content generation. There are a bunch of AI providers, service providers available for you to consume. So when you are developing an application, especially as an application developer, you will be surprised, and also you will be questioned with which service to use, and in which use cases you need to use these different AI service providers. So you might end up consuming multiple AI services, subscribing to different AI services, which will become a cumbersome task managing them in the future. Whereas Azure AI services will make your life very easy. It provides a wide range of cloud services that you can use to develop, deploy, and manage an AI solution. So one of the other advantages is that you don't have to run these things called LLM or SML. Uh, 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 you don't have to invest on the required high-end hardwares and GPUs and things like that. Everything will run on the cloud, and you need to pay only for the consumption. So that's the beauty of this service. I'm going to walk you through this Microsoft documentation, and this is the best place to get started. It'll clearly explain different services and different ways to get started as well. So as you can see, uh, when you go to Azure, uh, you will be presented with multiple options. You have option called Azure Open API, which provides access to GPT family and DALI image generation models. And also we have Azure AI Vision, which provides API. So one important thing to understand is these services provides APIs, right? So basically, these services available for you to consume in your application. Let's say you are developing a conversational chatbot, and you are developing an application where you need to embed a kind of a conversation experience similar to ChatGPT within your application, right? So then you need to consume large language models or small language modules, SLMs, depending on the use case. So then the question is, okay, how do I run those LLMs and SLMs? Do I have to do it myself? So what Azure Services does is they will host and run the LLMs and SLMs, and also will give you access to a wide variety of those engines, models, and you just need to consume them via APIs. and you need to worry about only developing your business application, right? So there are a bunch of APIs which provides functionality such as detecting common objects, generating captions for images and descriptions, and tagging images. And also, if you look at Azure AI speech service, provides capabilities like speech to text, text to speech to speech means from one language to another language, and also Azure AI language provides language models and a set of APIs you can consume to do translations between different languages. I think it provides more than 150 languages right now. And then content safety is again a set of APIs which you can implement to flag content that is potentially offensive, risky, or undesirable for the audience. Again, Azure AI Translator is a state-of-art language model to translate text between a large number of languages. AI face to detect face, analyze and recognize them, whether this is a live human image. And also we have another service called Custom Vision Service, provides a set of APIs for image classification, object detection. So difference between this and the one we discussed earlier is basically, so this helps you to train the model with bunch of images pertaining to your business and your use case, provide the required data. So you do the training so that you can provide a set of meaningful responses via application. So that's why it says custom. And document intelligence, this used to be forms recognized earlier. So what it does is extract fields, data from invoices, receipts, and forms, both normal text like handwritten or printed. So those capabilities, content understanding, and also search. So these are the services provided by Azure AI Services. So if you go to let's say Azure portal, and if you go to create a resource, when you pick AI plus machine learning, you will see all these things listed as a service that you can create. So depending on your project, let's say you are going to create an application mainly focus on working with images, identifying images like image processing or image classification software, then you might have to pick computer vision kind of a service. Or if you're developing a conversational kind of application, then you might create a service endpoint using Azure Open API. If you are developing a kind of a reading forms, invoices kind of applications, where you upload receipts and things like that and then automatically capture the data, then you will be using document intelligence kind of a service, right? So the next question is okay, so obviously you can go through these services, different services. You can read about them, and then you can identify which service for you to consume. But then also there's a concept called when you are creating a service, there is option that you can pick, or rather there's an approach that you need to select, whether you want to create individual services depending on your use case, or you want to create a single service where you can combine multiple AI services behind the scene, right? For example, let's say you are developing a conversational application, then you can create an OpenAI artifact, a resource, but then it provides only the OpenAI model access via that endpoint, right? And if you want to include like form recognizing or form processing, you may not be able to do that, right? So then you need to create a different service. Then what will happen is you will end up maintaining multiple services or resources, and you have different endpoints, right? So when you create a OpenAI resource, you will get one endpoint to access that, and a set of keys, which we'll discuss in detail later. And then if you create a document intelligence or form recognizer resource, then you'll have a different endpoint to access that, and a bunch of keys, right? um, and similarly vision, speech, so on, right? But if you are developing an application, you might use multiple of these services, right? So then what do? You have option of creating a multi-service resource, right? So this is something you need to decide beforehand, before you go ahead and creating these services. Of course, if you want to play around with these services, my recommendation is go to individual services, create them one by one, because each and every service provides a free tier. You are given a set of tokens or free quota that you can play around, right? When you create individual resources, each and every resource will have a free tier. So if your objective is to play around, sitting for an exam and you want to play around with it, or you're doing some evaluations, POCs, just go for individual options, right? But if you are doing, or if you are starting a real life project, and you don't have to worry about the free tier or subscription, things, and think about whether you will use multiple services in the future. If that's the case, then you will be given two options. One called Azure AI Services, which will be providing all these different services via a single endpoint. So you can consume speech, language, translator, vision, face, custom vision, and form processing if you create a resource with this option. And also there is a new thing called Azure AI Foundry. So this basically provides much more options, as you can see. Open AI access, AI speech, language, Foundry content safety, translator, vision, face, document intelligence, and content understanding. So you have two options. You can design which one you want to pick. So if you are going to create Azure AI service, then you need to go to Azure portal, go to create resource, AI plus machine learning section, and then here you have Azure AI service. When you select this, you will be presented with a form where you can fill all these details, and then you have access to those underlying services, right? So let me show you. Now, as you can see, I have already created one. It's a Azure AI service multi-service account. So if I select this, as you can see here, there are different tabs. We have access to decision, language, speech, vision, document intelligence or form processing, right, to different underlying services. But all of them will be accessed with a single endpoint, right, and a single set of keys, right? So we'll talk about keys and the security at a later stage. And if you want to create Azure AI Foundry, and we call it as a project, a Foundry project, where you can provide all these different services as a bundle service. Then the place is you need to go to a portal called ai.azure.com, Azure AI Foundry. It's a separate portal. Here you can create um, a project, right? And you can see all the different models. And let's click create new, and then again you will be presented two options, whether you want to create an AI Foundry resource or AI hub resource, right? It says Foundry resource is recommended. So what's the difference between these two? Let me show you that as well. Again, you also need to make sure that certain services may not be available in certain regions. Check the product availability table, model availability table, depending on the region you're going to select. So if you look at let's go to Azure Foundry page, right? So as I said, this is the place to get started. There are plenty of resources and examples for you to get started. So there are two different options when you go to AI Foundry. Whether you are going to create a Foundry project or hub-based project, right? So if you see, Foundry projects are associated with a Foundry resource in Azure subscription. Foundry projects provide support for Azure AI Foundry models and these things. Hub projects are associated with Azure AI Hub resource. They include Foundry resource as well as managed compute, support for prompt flow development, and connect Azure Storage, Azure Key Vault resource for secure data storage. So as it explained, AI Hub resource support advanced AI development scenarios like developing prompt flow based applications or fine tuning models using this option, right? So then you can decide which one to pick. So that's why it highlights this as the recommended. I think this will fit into most of the use cases. But if you're going ahead with advanced things like training the model yourself, things like that, hosting it yourself, then you need to pick this one, right? You can give a project name. So I have already created one. Let's explore that as well. So you will see I have the key and a bunch of endpoints. So you can select view all endpoints, and then you can start deploying your model, right? There are different options over here. You will go through the model catalog first. So this is a place where you get access to all the different models, including GPT-5, which was released recently, as you can see here, right? Here you have a lot of models, including large language models and small language model, depending on your application, depending on your use case. You can pick the model, and also you can play around with it, right? You can play around using these options. You can select try image playground, create a deployment, right? And then you can start throwing some images and test it yourself. You can build agents and do the fine tuning. So this is the preview for content understanding capability. Under observe and optimize, you have features for tracing and monitoring, and also other advanced options. When you go to models and endpoints, you will be able to select deploy a base model or a fine-tune model. You can pick the model you want over here, right? So you'll be able to deploy the model and then start consuming it. So this AI Foundry again is an evolving area. You get access to all the latest models over here, and one of the important thing to understand is, so Azure is keep evolving and keep changing. So by the time you watch this video, probably interface would have changed, probably would have combined more resources on AI Foundry, and if you check it again in couple of months, it may not be the same screen. So all what you need to do is follow along this documentation, so you have all the required information over here to get started with the Azure AI services. So this is a very short introductory session to position Azure AI services, what they do and what they provide, and how they make your life easy. You don't have to host these language models on complex and expensive hardware. You just provision it, and it'll get deployed on top of Azure. All what you need to do is you need to pay based on the number of request, basically the consumption, right? And you have all the services at a single place, without procuring, without subscribing to different AI service vendors. So we will discuss few use cases with some demos, hands-on demos in the coming videos. I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you.